Hello and welcome to Martin Lucas Investor. My name is Sensei and you're watching a special show. It's not our morning forecast show. It is a crash show. Shows we don't it brings us down a little bit, but I think everyone needs to learn to enjoy the red days and understand the market cycles. If you're too emotional today, you've done it wrong. Let's go through all the charts. Let me tell you about why the market is coming down, the mistakes you don't want to make, my strategy buying the XRP dip, and also, is this the AI.com moment? Let's get into all of that. Thank you, everyone, for tuning into this show. As always, you can go check out the newsletter where we put out all the news, all my trades, all my thoughts on that newsletter. First link in the description. I'll put it in the live chat as well if you haven't got it. If you haven't got it set up, let me pin that to the top as well. Let me know you're here. Martin said he's going to shut this show down if you aren't showing some love. So Martin, you guys need to you do need to hit that like button. You do need to subscribe. You do need to be in the chat. Otherwise, we might be taken down. After all, this is Martin's channel. It's not mine. Oh my God, look at XRP. This is what we said. People, again, guys, don't just believe random people on YouTube. Don't even believe me. Even though we've got a great track record, there's too many people in the market right now where they kept calling for $100 by the end of the year, $50 by this. It's all great. Fake news on this, that, and the other. It's all a bunch of rubbish trying to get you guys to click on videos. This is the reality of the stage of the market we're in. This is the reality. Look at this, down 16% on the day. I told you we're going to get days like this. I told you we were in a bear market 6 months ago. I told you why I took 20% profits at $3.40. I told you why I'm trading the market in the bull market so I don't have to sell my spot and I can buy back lower. I told you these levels, why I'm not buying every 2% dip. The people that are buying every 1-2% dip, those are the ones that will run out of money when the market comes down. And we've got plenty of different levels we can head to on XRP. So please be careful. There's plenty of levels. We're about to hit one of the biggest levels that I'm going to load up on. $1.10. We're going to come onto the charts. If there's specific questions you have, leave them in the chat. Do a super chat, and we'll read it out. I'll respond to you there and then. But look at this disastrous candle. Look, I am saying it's a disaster. I am saying it's a bad day. But in fact, I'm trying to be nice to people that are suffering on today. In fact, I'm genuinely not phased by it at all. Let me know if you're phased by it, if you're upset, if you're angry, or if you're just neutral. I am genuinely looking at this candle and I'm going, I don't care. I actually have no emotion when I look at this chart and say, I don't care. When will I have emotion? Well, over here, I'll be making sure all my limit orders have gone through, making sure I am positioned, making sure if there is a little trade I can take on leverage. There's not even any need for leverage, but if I want to make some more money, I will. That's when I'll get emotional when we're at levels, but we're crashing right now. I'm seeing a candle of 16% down. I love XRP. I love the technology, but I'm not feeling anything. I'm not feeling down. I'm not feeling happy. I'm just want to make sure I'm positioned correctly. Guys, let me know in the chat. I'm going to do a poll. I'm going to change the poll. Let's see what the results of that poll were, and then I'm going to change the poll. I want to see how everyone's feeling today. I want to see what everyone's emotions are. What is your emotion right now? I'm going to do a poll. I want to see what everyone's emotion is right now. We're going to get into all the charts, answer your questions. Just waiting for everyone to come in. Make sure you're hitting that like button as you come in. Happy, sad, unfazed, really scared. Well, let me just put scared. Scared. I just want to gauge what everyone. I want to see what sort of audience we have here today. Oh God, did I just lose it? What's the emotion right now? Happy, sad, unfazed, scared. Right now, I'm genuinely looking at this, and I don't have an emotion. Am I happy? Well, I don't like to see people lose money. I like to see my portfolio up. So I wouldn't say I'm happy. Am I sad? I'm not sad. I'm genuinely not sad. Portfolio is fine. I can afford for it to go down way more. I don't I'm not panicking. Am I scared? I'm certainly not scared. I'm not panicking. I'm unfazed. I have a strategy. I've been talking about this for the whole of the bull run. Have a strategy. Have a plan. Be prepared for the ups. Be prepared for the downs. I'm prepared for everything. I'm unfazed by this move. Let me know what you're feeling. Be honest. It doesn't matter. We'll try and get everyone through this. So I'm going to vote on the poll unfazed. I want to see what everyone's um, um, reaction is right now. So this is the candle. It is quite a rough candle, to be honest. Look at that candle, down 16%. That was the last time we're down 16% in a day. It will probably be that massive correction here on October the 10th when we went down massively on different exchanges. Some exchanges down 50, 60, 40, 80, depending on what exchange. But since then, we haven't had, and this one's more emotional to people. Why? Well, because that time everyone saw the market go down, but the next second it was back up. So no one really got affected. Now people are starting to see actually this is the lowest XRP's been in a year and a half. So anyone who bought XRP in the last year and a half or just over a year is down. When was the last time we were at this price? It was November of 2024. So about a year and a month. Anyone who's bought XRP in the last year and a month is down on their XRP. Anyone who bought at the peak of this run is obviously down. Anyone who's bought XRP in the last year and a month is down on XRP, and it is not just a wick. It is obviously a downtrend. We might get our next limit orders filled in a second as well at $1.10. If you guys are here, please hit that like button. Let's go through all those stories as well. I'll do it as a video, then I'll come back to all your questions. If you guys haven't checked out the newsletter, I'm going to put the link in all my levels, all my charts, everything I go through, any updates I'll be putting there. So let me put the link for the newsletter in the live chat right now. Breaking news on Martyn Lucas Investor. We're crashing now and I feel no emotion. Why do I feel no emotion? Well, we're running a poll right now in the chat and I said, what is your emotion right now? We're making this during a live video. If you are watching as a video, please put your answer in the comment section below. The options are happy, sad, unfazed, and scared. I'm not happy because I don't like seeing people lose money. Of course, I'd like to see my portfolio up 1,000%. So I wouldn't say I'm happy. Am I sad? No, I'm not sad. I'm sad for people losing money and people that were misled by many other influencers. But I'm not sad when I look at that chart. Am I scared? I'm not scared at all. Scared and happy and sad, they're all emotional. If you're emotional, you're going to have emotional trades most likely, especially if you're scared. I am looking at this chart and I am unfazed. I don't care. We're at 124. I want it to go lower or to my next level. I bought at 138. I'll buy more at 110. Now let's get into the chart levels. I'm unfazed. I have a plan. Remember, I've always said plan for the ups, plan for the downs. I called a bear market 8 months ago, 6 months ago, whatever it was. I called the double top on XRP at the peak. I called the top for Bitcoin on a live show. It's all there. The receipts are on the channel. We make all our videos live. So everything is on the channel. We don't delete anything. So go check it out. Again, I've never said I'm 100% certain of a bear market because if you're 100% certain of something, it's just not possible. The market doesn't allow anyone to know exactly what's happening unless you're a massive insider up in the and then you know exactly what trades to make based off decisions. But no one knows if we're going to continue down, up. You need to be prepared for all scenarios. All I could say was, with all the tools at my disposal, with all the experience I have in the market, with all the crypto runs I've been through, I felt like we were entering a bear market and I was positioning more for myself in a bear market while also looking long term. And that's my strategy. Now we're hitting levels. My levels I buy are not the classic DCAs. What we're going to look into now is 3 things. One is this a .com AI moment? When is this AI's .com moment where we see a crash? Because obviously the stock market coming down as well. We're also going to look at my specific strategy, all my levels. And then thirdly, we're going to look at this, which is important. We did this newsletter a few months ago now. The psychology of market mistakes in a bubble era. So these are just some mistakes people make, especially in bubbles. This was made a few months ago when we were identifying types of bubbles. But anyway, these lessons apply. I'm going to tell you about lessons not to make if you're new to it, if to reiterate them. So 3 things: .com era moment, my strategy, my levels, and what mistakes not to make. So let's get into it. If you have just tuned in, please do hit that like button. Please do subscribe. If you want all my newsletters, the daily newsletter, the daily news, to make sure you don't get scared, you understand what's going on in the market, you know what you're investing in, you know what the news of the day is, you know what the charts, the deep dives, the macro is. That's all in the newsletter. Plus, you get the portfolio challenge. I'm starting a £5,000 portfolio challenge. The first buy has just gone through. We're doing further research now, probably on the software sector, which is starting now. Probably going to be released on Monday. I'm starting that 5,000 portfolio, a long-term investment portfolio, not for you to follow me, but just so you can see my research process. I'll be telling you when I'm buying. Also, there's a private community. I've been sharing when I've been buying my crypto, my XRP, my Bitcoin, my silver. All of those trades have been in the private community. You've also got the one-on-one DM. It's not just a newsletter; it's a whole thing. It's called Substack. You can get the app. You can get on the website, and you'll get it in your inbox as well. So go check out the newsletter. There is a 25% discount in the description, but also there is a free plan. So if you just want the free plan, go ahead and check it out. Let's get in to number one. Let's just have a quick look. Yeah, XRP currently is continuing its downtrend. Yeah, we haven't hit a specific level. Last one was 138. I'm not going to buy every 2% dip. Why would I do that? I'll run out of money before I get to a specific level. I'm not looking to take tiny trades. I'm looking. I'll tell you my full strategy in a second. That's XRP. Silver's back down to its level of support around 76. Ethereum's down 8%. That's got a lot further to fall. Bitcoin's at 67. It's now below the previous all-time high of the 2021 cycle, 69,420. Believe it or not, that was the height of the 2021 era, and we're below it. That moving average is lower as well. Gold is down slightly. Remember, gold, we've been telling you gold is going to be way more less volatile than silver. Gold's going to go down 2% and silver's down 13%. So look at that. Gold is obviously a better trade. And the S&P 500 is now coming down. We've been predicting that the S&P 500, the stock market, is also going to go into a downtrend. Okay, let's go through them one by one. So is this AI's.com moment? This is something we put out last week. Software stocks have crashed into bear market territory. Bitcoin has lost 40% of its value from its peak. It's more than that now. This is a newsletter we put out a couple of days ago, but it obviously still applies. It's a big question to be asked. We've just got a super chat come in. Is it now a good time to buy Binky Bonk Binky? Definitely not. I don't even know what that is. Let me just tell you a brief synopsis of this story because we've already covered it. Essentially, something broke in the markets this week. We saw the software side of the S&P 500 of the software stock. So if you look at something like the iShares Expanded Tech Software ETF, that plunged into a bear market, down over 28%, probably down a little bit more now. And that's the steepest drop in the software sector since 2008. JP Morgan is saying we are now in the environment where the sector isn't just guilty until proven innocent, but it's now being sentenced before trial. There is a fundamental issue in the software industry, but has it now been priced in? Is it now at better value? Well, we're going to be doing a whole newsletter piece on the software industry, but it's worth just exploring it right now. So the software sector is in a bear market. The S&P 500 is actually up. So you can see that big disconnect between software and the S&P 500. That's why people have a diversified portfolio. So if they're just investing in the software sector like Salesforce, Microsoft, etc., they would just be down. But the S&P 500 is still actually up. So that's what a beauty of a diversified portfolio is. But anyway, there seems to be a great rotation. So while software burns, value stocks are thriving. And we're talking about value stocks here. So if you look at the Russell 1000 Value Index, it has beaten its growth counterpart by 14%. That is the wildest gap since 2022 bear market. Oh, we've got a super chat coming through. I'll answer that in a second.
Atadame 8,573 tipped $2 through super chat. What do you think of upcoming Amazon earnings?
I don't look. What do I think? I think it's going to be very important. We're going to have to see that Amazon Web Services sales. But look, I'm not in the business of predicting short term. We can make quite good predictions longer term. For example, when I called a bear market 6 months ago, I said we're going to have ups and downs, but the general trend is going to be down. If you're just trying to predict every earnings every day by day, you're going to lose. And we'll come on to that. So I don't have a prediction for Amazon earnings. I can come out and say, I think we're going to explode. I think we're going to go down. But realistically, if I knew either of those options, I would be a billionaire because I'd put a brilliant put option or call option on it. What do I think? Well, I don't have no idea. No one knows what earnings are going to be like before. I I know it's going to be important. I know what I'm going to be looking out for. I know it's Amazon Web Services, which is going to be the most important part, and how much the AI is actually the return on investment on AI. That's what I'll be looking for. So instead of, you need to get out of the mindset of, watch, how should I trade tonight? I'm not saying, Adam, you are saying this, but I'm talking to a lot of people here. Sorry guys, this is a video, but I'm answering a live question which applies to everyone. People need to get out of the mindset of, how can I predict this? What's going to happen here? What's going to happen tomorrow? What's going to happen today? Can I make a quick flip here? And start thinking, actually, instead of predicting the Amazon earnings tonight, wait for the Amazon earnings. Has anything fundamentally changed? If not, and it's down, then you buy. If something's fundamentally changed and it's up, then I might consider selling. You want to study the earnings after it comes out. You don't want to just predict things. We're not in the gambling industry. We don't just want to keep predicting what's going to happen with the Amazon earnings. We want to see the earnings, we want to study the earnings, and we want to make good investment decisions. Good investment decisions don't come from guessing what the earnings are going to be like tonight. So that's my response. I don't know. And I'd rather see the balance sheet and the earnings and then make a decision after. I might miss it, I might lose it. It doesn't matter. I'll look at the value and then I'll make an investment decision. Value crushes growth. So this is what we're talking about. Growth index is down, value index is up. And this gap that we're starting to see form is something we can directly compare to dot-com parallel. So the 95% failure figure. MIT's study reveals that 95% of its enterprise AI pilots fail to generate meaningful returns. This echoes the dot-com era, when the gap between infrastructure investment and actual returns eventually triggered a collapse. So we haven't seen something like this since the AI era. I'm going to come on to Bitcoin and XRP. I know they're crashing, but there's nothing I need to do now. I'm giving my full plan in a second. We're also looking at the whole argument of Bitcoin being a safe haven. Well, guys, if you still think that, we've been debunking that for the last 5 years. But if you still believe that, well, gold went on the best run of its history. Bitcoin went down into a bear market. Bitcoin is not digital gold. It's not. If you want digital gold, go and buy digital gold, tokenized gold. Best alternative. If you want digital gold, buy digital gold. The recession question. Now, here we go. This is where our prediction comes in. My prediction, again, for my thesis for 2026 is playing out a bit quicker than I expected. But I said 2026 is going to be the bear market low. I said we're going to hit a bear market, not only in crypto, but in the stock market. Whether the stock market crashes because of recession, a carry trade, an AI bubble, a spending issue with AI, um, any of those reasons. I don't care what the reason is. There seems to be too many reasons. And if you look at previous market cycles, we are potentially looking at recession. We're potentially looking at carry trade. I spoke to Michael Barry last week on my Substack. I posted it on the notes. He doesn't think, again, you can't just take anyone's word for it, but he also agrees with the fact that the carry trade unwind is something you can't hide from, and it's going to cause a crash. So there's too many things in the market right now, which makes me say, actually, we're going to be in a bear market this year. We saw MicroStrategy top out. When MicroStrategy tops out, then Bitcoin tops out. Bitcoin topped out. When Bitcoin starts falling, then the stock market follows suit. Now the stock market's following suit. MicroStrategy will bottom first. Bitcoin will bottom next. Altcoins will bottom after that, and then start rallying, and then the stock market will bottom. That's what I think is going to happen in 2026. So I think 2026 is going to be a volatile year. We've started the correction on stocks. We've started the correction on crypto. We might get a bounce. I'm not in the business of predicting what's going to happen tomorrow. We're going to get a bounce at any point. And I think what's going to happen is we're crashing now. We're going to find a bottom, whether that's at $1, $1.10, Bitcoin at 50,000 or 65,000, whatever it's going to be. I think we're going to get a bounce. The market punishes both sides. It punishes the shorts. It punishes the long. The people are now getting greedy with shorts. At some point, they'll be punished. The people that are long, they've already got punished. They might still be trying to go long now. They'll get punished as well. The market punishes both sides of the trade. Once we get a bounce, we will get a bounce. We will bounce. And once that happens, it's probably going to be when everyone gets really scared and starts capitulating and losing and selling off. We'll get a bounce. And then I think later on in the year, we'll get the capitulation low. So Bitcoin, let's just say XRP goes down to $1.10. We bounce up to $1.50, $1.60, $1.70, $1.30, whatever. We get a small bounce. Later on in the year, we flush out those lows. We have the final capitulation, or crypto might just go sideways. We might hit 110 and then we just bounce between $1 and $1.30 for 3 months. So I believe we have a crash right now. We're going to bottom out. The stock market's going to come lower. We're going to have a bounce or go sideways. Then we'll have a final capitulation later on in the year. And then whether that's caused by recession or a black swan event or earnings, whatever it might be, later on in the year, we flush out those lows, maximum pain, as someone's just put in the chat. And then 2027 is the year we can celebrate with a bull run. So this year to me is finding positions, getting positioned, making sure my portfolio is in a sound situation. I know what I'm investing in, finding opportunities, and that's why I've started the £5,000 challenge, because I'm going to be researching each sector. I mean, if you go and look at the research report we put out for our first buy, which was the copper industry, it took 3 days of research. I looked at every sector. I looked at every company's fundamentals. I compared the companies in subsectors. You can't just look at company fundamentals one by one. It doesn't make sense. You have to compare it to its peers, but not just its peers in the broader sense, the peers in the subsectors. Then we looked into each company. Then we discarded the companies we didn't like. Then we looked at the ETFs. Then we looked at this, that, and the other. Where am I buying? What's the pie? I put it all into a newsletter. 1 week of full research, but into a newsletter, and I'm starting that in different sectors. So by the end of this week, I'm probably going to be looking at the software sector. Then I'm probably going to look at the crypto sector on the stocks, whether it's exchanges, mining, this, that, and the other. Then I'm probably going to look at the Mag 7 when they come down a bit more. This year for me is positioning, because I think we're going to be a volatile year. I think we're going to bottom out. I think we're going to go lower. I think the stock market's going to crash. Again, what if that doesn't happen? I just said I'm not in the business of predicting. Well, I'm not in the business of predicting what's going to happen tomorrow. I like charts. That gives me an edge. I like researching the market. That gives me an edge. And the longer time frame you look, the more likely you are to be able to make a better decision. So I'm looking at this year. I'm looking at where I think the market's going to go, and I'm positioning myself. What if the market goes up and I'm wrong? Well, as I've said many times, I don't like being out the market. I don't suggest anyone goes out the market. I think you should always be invested in the stock market, especially if you've got a diversified portfolio. And for that reason, I've got other portfolios. I'm still invested in the market. I'll buy lower. With my crypto, I still hold 80% of my spot bag. The reason I can hold that and still be profitable and still buy now is because I spent the whole of 2025 trading $2 to $2.30, $2 to $2.60, 30 cents to $3.40. So I've accumulated cash, and now I'm deploying for my long-term bag. So I still have a long-term bag. I'm still invested. So if I'm completely wrong and the 70% chance that I give a further correction is wrong, I'm still invested in the market. I win. I win if we go up. I win if we go down. I win if we go sideways. You have to look at your portfolio. Will you win if we go up? Are you invested in markets? If you're not invested in markets, what happens if we go up? You can't predict the future. We might just go up from now. You lose. What happens if we go sideways? Are you just in leveraged positions? Are you in put options where the longer it goes sideways, you make no money? Have you got too much interest payments where if you go sideways, you're just losing and losing and losing? Are you all in? What happens if we go lower? Are you going to be able to take advantage of everything? Are you just long? What happens if we go down 50%? Look at your portfolio. Are you prepared? The reason I am unfazed, the reason I have no emotion right now, the reason I've changed the way I invested since 8 years ago when I lost. Everyone loses when they first come, and you have to make the mistakes. It's just how quick do you learn that those are mistakes, and how many times do you repeat your mistakes? Don't repeat the same mistake twice. So look at your portfolio. Are you prepared for this? Are you happy for the market to go up? Are you happy for it to go down? Are you happy for it to go sideways? What's your preparation plan? Stop lying. You're not winning on every trade. That's why we use stop losses. What a ridiculous comment. Milton Bates, what on earth are you talking about? When did I say I'm winning on every trade? I just said I've still got 80% of my spot bag from XRP. That means I didn't sell 80% of my spot position at $3.40. I am down over 50% on that spot position. Obviously, I'm not winning on that trade. I just bought copper last week, the copper index. I am down on that investment. I'm not winning on every trade, but I haven't sold. So maybe I am winning because I won't sell at a loss. But I've never claimed I'm winning at every trade. I'm saying I'm not phased because I've got a plan. I stuck to my plan. I did other reasons to trade, to make money during the bull market. I'm buying lower now. And the use of stop losses isn't going to save you. Stop losses are very risky. Stop losses is realizing losses. I'm not saying some people shouldn't use them. Risk management, brilliant. Do whatever risk management you need to do. But when you mention stop losses, that's how you lose. You guarantee your, depending on how you're using a stop loss, you're probably going to, especially if you're using crypto. Crypto, there's not enough liquidity, so it will just fly through a stop loss, and it probably won't even trigger, or it'll trigger way too low. A stop loss is probably used to realize losses. Again, not really part of my strategy. I'm buying long term. I don't need stop losses in my strategy. You might need it in yours, but I don't know what on earth you're talking about. Someone said, if you're using tight stops and trailing and taking profits when green, you're not doing this right. Milton Bates, I'm responding to your other thing. You said I'm lying. Why am I lying? I'm live every day on YouTube. I told you about a bear market. I got much hate 6 months ago when I told you that there's going to be a bear market for XRP. I got much hate when I was buying XRP at 30 cents and 40 cents. Everyone told me XRP is the worst coin on the earth. It was the best performing asset in the crypto market. I don't know what's going on there. I've never lied. I won't lie. We're truth. We only tell the truth. We don't take corporate sponsors. All of that. You implied, you literally said you're winning when you're up. You're winning when you're... No. What? I said I'm prepared for... Milton Bates. I'm prepared for every scenario. If it goes up, I've got a long-term position. Great. If it goes sideways, I accumulate. Great. If it goes down, I've got cash, bonds, gold, silver. I buy lower. I will win if it goes up. I will win because I can accumulate when it goes sideways. I will win because I can get a better cost price when it goes lower. It doesn't mean my trade's going to be in the green when we're down. Of course I'm not going to be in the green. But I get to buy more, so I will be green in the future. I don't know if I said win. I don't know if I said prepared. My statement is be prepared for when it goes up. Be prepared for when it goes sideways. Be prepared for when it goes down. That's how you win. You only lose when you sell. Exactly. Thank you for sharing this, mate. No worry, Dalish. Really appreciate it. Guys, I'm winning 24/7 because I'm not buying anything, so I don't lose. And if I don't lose, I win. One way of putting it. I have two emotions, greed and disgust. Let's see Paul Allen's emotions. Don't take it personally, but it's terrible and negligent advice to advise anyone against using stop losses. Milton Bates, did I advise you not to use a stop loss? I said do what's great, works for you. I'm telling you about the risks of a stop loss. The risk of using a stop loss in crypto is that it will flush past it and you won't actually be, your risk management won't work because it goes past your stop loss. I'm not giving anyone advice. I didn't say don't use it. I'm telling you what stop losses are for. It's for traders with high liquidity investments. I'm a long-term investor. I'm not here to day trade the market and try and make a quick win. Anyway, I've had enough of that conversation. I think the majority of the people here understand what I'm saying. And I've told you, do what you like. You keep using stop losses. If that's your strategy, brilliant. But I hope you know the risks of using a stop loss. Feeling greedy. Have you added to your copper pie when the prices are down? No, tidy big dog. I won't add now. I'll add it. Significant drops. I don't buy every 1% dip. Yeah, I think we're only down 1% right now. Hello, everyone. You're hearing things. Stop losses just shows how you don't understand. Brokers take advantage of you by buying the other side of your trade. 5-minute chart, hangman pattern, we fall over. Okay, guys, let me go back to the video then. So, have a quick look at the charts. Yeah, holding 125. The next level's 110. Okay. So, this year, recession, JP Morgan saying 40%, someone else is saying 50%. Anyone can keep calling for a recession, but yes, I don't call for a recession every year. I'm calling for potentially a recession this year. I'm calling for a market correction this year. Yes, that's what I'm doing again. If it goes up, brilliant, I'm still invested. If it goes down, even better. I'm more prepared for that. What does this mean for your portfolio? For stock investors, when value, and this is the specific thing we're talking about, value versus growth. Value is beating growth by 14 points in 3 months. matching levels only seen in the 2001 dot-com bust and the 2022 bear market. So make sure you have the right allocation in portfolio. Crypto holders, Bitcoin's not digital gold. Ignore that. We've broken 72,000. The next level was closer to 58,000. Everyone, I'm not saying we're going to crash. I'm not saying this is 100% probability we're going to get a recession, this, that, and the other. I'm saying there is a real risk that if you compare it to previously, the markets don't repeat, they rhyme, and the rhythm is we are going to continue to go lower. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying we're 100% going to crash. Be prepared for every scenario is what I'm saying, but certainly start being prepared for the lower scenario, as we've been saying for the last 3 months, 6 months. Now, don't be surprised to get a little bounce and get the shorters liquidated as well. The market punishes both sides. Now, let me tell you about my strategy as the markets are crashing, now below 70,000, now at 125 on XRP. Do I blindly DCA? No, I look at the markets every day. Why would I blindly DCA? We're not talking about the S&P 500 where you can pretty much blindly DCA and you'll be fine. We're talking about the crypto market where you have 30, 40, 60, 80, 90% corrections. You can still DCA. I'm not telling you don't DCA. It works for some people, doesn't work for me. I can do better than DCA. Why are we crashing when we got the new Fed chair? We've got tensions, we've got overvaluations, we've got recession fears, we've got AI narrative cracking, we've got liquidation cascades, we've got ETF outflows, we've got Epstein files that came out around Bitcoin. All of these reasons are causing a correction. And also, just look at the 4-year cycle. We expect to bottom in October of this year if you're looking at the Bitcoin cycle. Let me tell you about DCAing and my thoughts on it. Every crash, same advice. DCA, DCA, DCA. It sounds disciplined, works with most things, works with the S&P 500, works for most people. But with crypto's not a traditional market. So Bitcoin's dropped over 40%, XRP's dropped over 60%. If you've been buying every 1 to 2% dip on each of these, where are you getting your money from? You've probably run out of money. All you've tried to do is catch falling knives, falling knives, falling knives. And your capital is probably stretched thin or already exhausted. The core problem with blind DCA in a crypto bear market is that the drawdowns are so deep, so prolonged, that you'll run out of ammunition before the market gives you a real bounce. We've all been there. I've been there before. Some of you in the chat have been there before. You run out of money before you can even take advantage of the best prices in a bear market. Let's just look at the maths for a second. If you bought 100K Bitcoin, 95, 90, 85, 80, and 75 on Bitcoin, your entry is about 87,500. And you're currently sitting down at about 25% now with no dry powder left. Same with XRP. If the same story plays out with XRP, you're deep in red and out of cash right when the best opportunities are presenting themselves. We are entering the best opportunities of the bear market, but the person who's DCAing at 340, 330, 320, 310, and that's significant drops. Some people were buying even more. 290, at what point are they going to run out of money? When we hit 280, 270, 260? I wasn't buying anywhere at those levels. I was just doing trades at those levels. Now is the time to look at buying at specific levels. Blind DCA, because remember, the crypto market's different. It drops 80%. We're not talking about the S&P 500, which normally just has a 10%, 20% correction and always goes up. The crypto market works in cycles and is much more risky, much bigger drawdowns. Blind DCA treats every price as equal, worth buying. Think about that. When you're DCAing, you're treating buying $120,000 Bitcoin the same as buying 50 or what are we now, £65,000 Bitcoin, $65,000 Bitcoin. What's better? Is $120,000 Bitcoin better or $65,000 Bitcoin? Well, to me, obviously, I want to buy $65,000 Bitcoin. So what you're doing when you're DCAing, you're treating $3.40 XRP the same as $1.50 XRP. I treat $1.50 XRP way more than $3.50 XRP or $3 XRP or $2.80 XRP. They're different. When you're DCAing blindly, you're treating all of them the same. But to me, not all the levels are created equal. I am invested for the long term, but also when I add to my position, I'll use the charts, I'll use the cycles, I'll use all the tools at my disposal to find those levels that are more likely to come and are much better buys. So this is how I do it. Again, find a strategy that works for you. This is what works for me. Instead of spreading capital blindly across every dip, I wait for prices to reach specific zones. These levels are mainly driven by Fibonacci or key areas of historic support. Places where large number of market participants have previously stepped in to buy. It's not random levels, they are structural levels. So the logic is straightforward. When the price hits one of my predetermined zones, and I've got them on the chart, I shared them on the newsletter, I put them on the videos. Let's just say one of those levels was 136, 138, wherever we bought last night. I enter a position, and then I've got two options. And I'll tell you examples of when I've done each of these. So scenario one is the bounce holds. We hit a level, $1, and then we get a significant bounce. So if we hit $1, get a significant reaction, let's just say these numbers, and then I'll give you the real example in a second. We hit $1, we get a strong level reaction off this level, we get 40% bounce in a day, overnight. We hit a level, the reaction's there, and the market participants were there, the limit orders were all set up, everyone buys, and the market, and we push up. And that tends to happen at these levels. Then what? I've got two options. I've made 40% in a day, I've made 30% in a day, 20%, 80%. I'll give you some real life examples in a second. I might sell. Brilliant. I made 80% a day. Okay, I'll sell. And if the price goes low, I'll buy more or not. There's always opportunities in the market. There's always a bull market somewhere. So I'll take the money off the top. 80%, I might sell all of that position. I might sell some of that position. And then I move on. Where's the next opportunity in the market? Where's the next level of XR? What if the bounce doesn't hold? What if it breaks lower? Yesterday I bought at 138 and we didn't get a significant bounce. So then here we go over to scenario two. If the level fails and we go lower, the price continues down towards my next zone. What am I going to do? Oh my God, I didn't get a bounce. Brilliant. I've just opened a position in my long-term XRP bag. So in that case, that position becomes a longer-term hold because I like XRP. I'm not buying binky, stupid coin that's going to go to zero one day. I'm buying XRP, which I have got a great thesis on. So I bought at 138. Oh no, it's gone lower. Actually, why would I panic? Brilliant, it's gone lower. Part of my long-term bag. I'll look at my portfolio. I'll add it to the long-term position. So in that case, the position becomes a longer-term hold at a strong structural level, and I have the capital reserved for the next zone below. The critical difference, by being selective, I preserve capital for the levels that actually matter. I'm not depleted by by the time the best entries arrive. And because these zones tend to produce meaningful reactions, they're not just random zones. They're at levels where we know bounces are more likely to occur based off mathematics of the cryptocurrency charting world that have been proven time and time again. Even my wrong entries, the ones where I buy at 138 last night and we're lower now, they often give me a chance to manage the trade before it gets away from me. We might bounce up to 150, I might sell, but the worst case, I'm holding in my long-term position. So let me tell you exactly two scenarios, two times where I've done this. I've done this hundreds of times, but let me tell you just two. One was October the 10th. Depending on what exchange you are on, let's just go to Coinbase. October the 10th. Where were we? Where were we on October the 10th? Here. So let's say, no, that's November. When we go, let me go back to October the 10th. Here we go. So on October the 10th, we had a massive Binance manipulation, stock market crash, or well, it was a crypto market liquidation cascading situation where we've seen about 2-3 times a year, and they're normally great opportunities. Anyway, massive crash. XRP went down to 180 on Coinbase, went down to 140 on Binance, all different exchanges, different levels. I have limit orders set up for exactly these scenarios. And where do I have them set up? Well, I have them set up at those zones that I want to buy. So on that day, I was up in London. I wasn't checking my phone. I was on the tube and I saw the market correcting. And I saw that. I tweeted on X, I'm buying, buying, buying. And then automatically my limit orders went through. At what level? 181, 191. They went through. And this is a 4-hour candle. I was up in a matter of a day, in a matter of minutes, hours. I was up 46%. Now, I could have held that for my long-term position at 178, but I thought we were in a bear market, so I didn't want to. So overnight, I made 48%. I sold the trade. Done, finished, hit the zone, had my limit order set up. It was up 48% in a day. Brilliant, done, finished. I'm out. I made 48% in a day. I'm out. Okay, now what's the alternative? The alternative was last night. Let me go on to the XRP chart. Last night is the alternative. I bought at 138, or this morning, whatever it was. I bought at 138 and we continued going lower. So what am I going to do now? Panic? Am I in leverage? Am I going to get liquidated? No, it's a spot position. So what do? I add it to my long-term position. 138, brilliant. I think in a few years' time, we'll be at $5, $10. Maybe by the end of the year, who knows? But I think XRP is going to go $5 to $10 in the near term, the medium term. So 138, I didn't get a bounce. I didn't make 40% overnight. Am I going to cry about it? No, I'm going to add it to my spot bag, my long-term position. So you can see that's my strategy. I have predetermined levels. Sometimes they generate massive bounces and I can make 40% overnight. Sometimes they don't, but I'm buying the coins. I don't mind buying at those prices to hold in my long-term bag. So I'm not scared. I'm not fearful. I'm not happy. I'm not sad. I have no emotion. It's my strategy. I stick with my strategy. I'm not saying copy the strategy. I'm not saying this works for you. You can see what the strategy is. It's very clear. It's not complicated. Do what's right for you. But the main thing is emotions is what causes people to lose. So I've told you my Bitcoin levels. The next level I'm going to be doing that was 69,000. We've hit that. Brilliant. That's 0.5% Fibonacci. The next main levels on XRP and Bitcoin are now their 200-day moving averages, which lines up to the 0.618 Fib on Bitcoin at 58,000. And on XRP, that level is $1.10, which is close to the $1 level, $1.105 level with the 786 Fibonacci. So that's the next level. I'll be doing the same thing. Limit order set up. I make 50% in a day. Brilliant. I'll sell. At these levels, I'm more likely to not sell the whole position because they're great entry points for long term anyway. So if I get 50%, maybe I will sell, buy back lower. But essentially, though, the next big levels are the 200-day moving averages, $1.10 on XRP, and then on where is it? Bitcoin, it is 58,000. The bottom line is markets like this are where real money is made. This is when we make our money. 2026, volatile, down days, down weeks, bear market lows. But if you still have capital to deploy, it's only great if you have money to deploy. If you're all in and you're losing and you're leveraging and you're not going out and making money and you haven't looked at your portfolio correctly, start learning lessons, and it's not good not being able to take these opportunities. What you probably did if you don't have money now is you probably bought XRP at $3.40, $3, or you kept buying every 5% dip, or whatever. I'm not saying, look at me, how much money do I have? It doesn't matter how much money you have. Even if you have $100, I deployed, I don't know, $50 that I kept in my long term. I made $50 in the bull market by trading, and now I have $100 to deploy. At some point, I'm going to run out of money. Maybe if we hit 10 cents, I'm going to run out of money until I get my monthly paycheck. But the way I've managed my portfolio means I can take advantage of the bear market. So blind DCA sounds responsible, but in a market where the drop can be 40, 60% in a few months, it's the fast track to being fully invested at mediocre prices with nothing left for the best price entries. My approach is simple, very simple. The more simple it is, the more likely you're going to win. Whatever your strategy is, the simpler it is, the better. I've seen people win great with just looking at the fear and greed index. Every time it's extra fearful, I mean, it's not the best strategy. Very bad example, but I've seen people where if they go to the extremes, not just when it's extreme fear, if they look at the fear and greed index every time it's below 10 and every time it's above 95, they buy and sell. If you just do it every time it's extremely fearful and extremely greedy, you actually miss most of the gains, because normally when you're greedy is when the market goes up the most, and normally when you're fearful is when it goes down the most. So you have to do it very to the extreme. But anyway, the simpler the method, to an extent, probably the better for you. But this is my simple approach: predefined zones, patient execution, and a built-in exit strategy for both outcomes. If the bounce comes, I take profit. If it doesn't, I'm positioned strongly at a structural support for the long term, and I still have dry powder for the next level. Stay patient, stay disciplined. The zones will do the work. Remember, this is my strategy. It's not financial advice. Do what's right for you. Now, here is just some mistakes that we've covered before, but it's worth always reiterating. If you don't do these mistakes, you're going to be a winner. 97% of day traders lose money. 97% of day traders lose money. What makes you think you can be the 3%? 97% of day traders lose money. Some places say 90%, depending on the year. Maybe it's 87%, 95%, whatever. This striking figure comes from a detailed academic study in Brazil's Sao Paulo School of Economics titled Day Trading for a Living. The researchers tracked nearly 20,000 retail future traders on Brazil's main exchange over several years to see who actually made money. The results are brutal. After 300 days of trading, 97% of traders had lost money, and only about 1% consistently earned a profit, barely enough to beat Brazil's minimum wage. The study found transaction costs, slippage, emotional trading decisions quickly compounded losses, making it almost impossible for frequent short-term traders to sustain gains. In short, 97% figure isn't an internet myth. It's based on hard data showing that most traders, especially in fast-moving futures markets, lose money over time due to structural and psychological disadvantages. Guys, it's not for you. It's not for me. It's not for anyone. Sometimes I have a trade in mind. I don't put more than I can afford to lose. I don't do it. If the more you do it, the more likely you are to lose at some point. 97% of day traders lose money. 97% of day traders lose money. Don't think you're the 3%. I'll leave you with that. Next, leverage magnifies losses faster than gains. Leverage remains one of the most common ways retail accounts get wiped out. The FCA reported that 82% of CFD traders lose money. When the market looks unstoppable, whether it's AI, semiconductors, crypto, tariff-linked rallies, investors often borrow to enhance returns. But even small reversals can trigger forced liquidations or margin calls, erasing months of progress in hours, years of progress. I've seen people, oh God, I've seen too many horrible stories. People that have sold their businesses, spent their life's work getting to a point in their portfolio, and then they discovered options, call options, put options. They discovered leverage. They discovered making day trades, and they lost it all. Don't be that person. I've spoken to. There was actually someone at the Substack event, because thanks to all of you, the newsletter is a Substack bestseller. I was invited to a event in London with the top bestsellers on Substack, and most of these people didn't start on Substack. They've got all of these businesses, all of these relationships, and now they've decided to take a step back, go on Substack, whatever. And there was a guy there who I was talking to. What did he do? He saw a company very undervalued. He was a finance person. He wanted to buy. He just sold his business. He had a few £1 million, and then this company was only valued at 50 million, 100 million. He wanted to take a big position in the company. So instead of just buying it on the open market, he went and visited them, I think, in somewhere in Ireland. He bought the business. The business went up. He made 20, 25 million. And then he thought he could replicate it. In fact, all he did was get lucky. He lost the 25 million. Not only did he lose his 25 million, he lost his house, he lost his wife, he lost everything. He lost it all because he thought he could replicate it, and because he thought he could be a day trader, and because he thought he was the cleverest person on earth. It's not for everyone. It's probably for no one. Do the right thing. Go out, make money, have a long-term portfolio. If you want to take risks with crypto, if you want to take a risk with leverage trading, by all means. do it, but do it with a very small part of your portfolio and be prepared to lose it. Another thing, retail investors buy the dip too early. It always goes down more than you think, and it always goes up more than you think. People sell too early and they don't let their winners ride. Remember, I've said this many times. People tend to sell the best performing assets in their portfolio. Let me tell you another story, which I don't even know if I'm allowed to say in terms of where I used to work. Let's just say, theoretically, hypothetically, there is a financial advising firm, and you go in, you say hello, you say I've got £1 million I want to invest. They put it across all their different funds, and they say you need 20% exposure to the US, 20% in this, 20% in that, this market, this country, this portfolio. You go away, and in theory, that those people should be reviewed every year, and then the advisor goes, okay, we need to reallocate, we need to readjust the risk and whatever, which is great. But the funny thing is, the people that get didn't come in again for their review and didn't rebalance their portfolio, those people, believe it or not, made the most money. Why? They didn't do the right thing. They didn't come in for their review. They didn't rebalance their portfolio every year like they should. Why did they do that? Why did they outperform to an incredible extent? Well, because over the last 10 years, their US exposure kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger part of their portfolio, and it kept compounding and compounding and compounding. So what I'm trying to say is your winners are most likely going to continue to run, and your losers are going to continue to lose. So if you keep taking money out of your winners and keep feeding your losers, you're probably going to the winners are probably going to continue to run, and the losers are probably going to continue to lose. So don't make that mistake either. Don't sell your winners too early. I'm not saying don't take profits, do whatever you want. But what I'm saying is people sell their winners too early. I bet everyone in the chat right now has a story when they bought a coin, a stock, a thing, and they sold too early, and they watched it go up and up and up and up. And then maybe they're FOMO'd in at the top, and then they lost and lost and lost just to put all that money into a company or a crypto that died. So that's another risk. Don't sell your winners too early. Don't just keep feeding your losers. Retail traders often see early declines as opportunities, only to watch those dips turn into deeper sell-offs. They buy the dip too early. And that's why I haven't bought until now. Because now it's getting better risk. I still think it's going to go lower, and I still think it'll get better buys. And it can always go lower than I think. It can go to 50 cents, 40 cents. XRP I'm talking about. But I didn't start buying at $2. I didn't start buying at $3. I didn't start buying at $2.50. You have to be careful not to start buying the dip too early, otherwise you run out of money. So, the Sandex reported that retail flows spiked during initial pullbacks, while institutions stayed cautious. This premature dip buying has repeatedly led to drawdowns, and structural risks or sentiment shifts extend losses. The fix is patience and scale. Enter in stages, like I do, specific zones. I use charts, you use whatever works for you. For committing for capital at once, wait for confirmation, higher lows, rising volume, technical level before adding to its size. Institutions are very good at being patient. Retail investors are not. FOMO. Who hasn't FOMO'd? I've FOMO'd. Guys, be honest in the chat. You have FOMO'd before. I know you have. And when you FOMO, some people FOMO'd at $3.40 on XRP or $3.20 on XRP, thinking it's going to go to $10. People probably FOMO'd at $3.40 because someone was telling them it's going to $100. Roughly 73% of retail investors admit to FOMO-driven trades. And these positions are associated with up to 65% larger than planned losses. Fear of missing out pushes investors to enter late after major moves when the risk reward is least attractive. The best defense is structure. How do you, well, everyone FOMOs, well, what do you do about it? Well, have some structure, have a plan. If you made the mistake before, don't make the mistake again. Hold yourself accountable. Every trade should have a defined entry stop target. Know what you want before you execute the trade. When a stock or sector surges, step back 24, 48 hours to reassess. Don't let the emotion. The reason I asked you about emotion in the chat today, and I've put the poll up right now, is because emotion is what makes you make the worst trades of your life. The disposition effect, selling winners too early and holding losers too long. I told you about this. Awful. Don't do it. Panic selling locks in permanent losses. Remember this. People are going to start panic selling. We talked about this during the tariff trade unwind, where we saw, what was it? Liberation Day. We were live trying to tell everyone about the risks of panic selling because everyone was so scared. Everyone was losing so much money and everyone was worried that it's not going to come back. They wanted to sell. They couldn't lose it. They couldn't take it anymore. They were going to buy back lower. They wanted to buy back. They thought it was going to go lower. They thought they were clever. They thought that they can buy it lower. They thought that they had a crystal ball. During sharp market declines, many investors exit at the worst possible moment. A 2022 MIT study on investor behavior found that panic sellers tend to underperform by roughly 9% over the following year, missing the eventual rebound. The issue is with selling, right? Is you've sold, brilliant. It's gone lower, it's gone higher, whatever. When are you going to buy back? What are you going to do on the side? How many people sold in 2022 bear market and the market's gone up 200% since and they don't know what to do? How many people didn't buy back in after the 2008 crash? How many people sold at the bottom of the dot-com crash? How many people are going to sell today and potentially not buy back in? When you sell, when are you going to buy? When you're selling, when are you going to buy? You've got two decisions to make rather than one. The final take is, in overheated markets, discipline becomes a competitive advantage. How you win is not by some crazy crystal ball, one person you found who's going to tell you everything you ever need to know. How you win is by controlling your emotions and having a plan in place. Every major correction, 2000, 2008, 2022, has punished overconfidence more than ignorance. That's why women tend to perform better as men than in investing, in just general investing. The investor who keeps their gains are rarely those who predict the top, but those who manage risks when the crowd forgets to. The investors who keep their gains are rarely those who predict the top, but those who manage risks when the crowd forgets to. So guys, I really hope you're taking some of these lessons, especially the ones about market sentiment and all these lessons we've just gone through. Please let me know in the comment section below. Please hit the like button, subscribe. Let me know in the live chat. Let me know in the comment section. What do you guys think? Is this helping? Am I reaffirming things? Am I giving you good advice? Let me know. Yes or no in the chat. Everyone go crazy. Yes or no. Do you like it? Am I boring you? Is it awful advice? Am I being a fun sponge? Let me know. Is this good advice? Am I helping people? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no in the chat. We're going to come back to price action and then your comments. Guys, if you're watching this as a video, I'll put two videos up here, the newsletter down here. If you want to get all this great information, if you want to support the channel, if you want to support me, if you want to support, get all the best news, get all the chart training, chart analysis course, the portfolio challenge, the daily research, the deep dives, go check out the newsletters down here. Two videos up here. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. Okay, let's go to live chat. Why is no one saying anything in the chat? Yes or no? Was that helpful or not? Yes or no? Yes or no? Why is there's nothing? Oh, here we go. Yolanda goes yes, yes, yes. Yes or no in the chat, guys. Hit the like button. Yes or no. Good advice or bad advice? Be honest. Tell me if it's stupid advice. If you think you're gonna beat the, if you got the magic crystal ball, or if you agree with the advice. Yes or no? Kimberly says yes. These prices have fallen quick. Yes, they are, but we're prepared. Great advice. Yes, great advice. Thanks, guys. I wonder if crypto will really go to zero. No, crypto won't go to zero. So stupid things. Again, emotional people coming in. I can't speak for everyone, but I agree with you there. Milton profits were took. Yes, yes, yes. Loving it. Like, guys, why is the yeses not rolling? There's 530 people watching. Wasn't really that bad advice. Why is not? Oh, here we go. Tidy is saying yes. David saying yes. Kimberly saying yes. Mile is saying yes. Give us some points on Bitcoin. If you want to do a super chat, I can. And you have a question, then I will definitely answer it. But I'm going to try and go through all the questions now as well. Yes, keep it coming. Give us some points on Bitcoin. Yes. Here we go. We got our first no. First no. It's probably, and I don't mean this in a mean way or a rude way or whatever. It's probably someone that knows that they've gone wrong because of one of the points I gave them, and they don't want to admit it. The quicker people realize them, the quicker you understand you're not in denial, the quicker you're going to start winning. Some people get in denial. They go, no, I know a strategy. I know how to win. It's the same as the person who goes to the casino and goes, has everyone always had that mate? Turn the mic up a little bit. Okay. Has everyone had that mate before, which goes, I've got a great strategy in the casino. It's called double method, the martingale, or this, that, and the other, or the triple method, or I've got a new roulette method, cover half, where they go to the casino to tell you it's going to be red, and it's going to be red again. And if it's not red, then we double. Oh, it's not red again, we double. We keep doubling and doubling. It's never going to be red 20 times in a row. Do you know how unlikely that is? Well, guys, the roulette wheel, each of the times someone spins that wheel is an independent variable. It's an independent spin, meaning it's still 50-50. Even if it's been red 10 times, the next time it's still 50-50 it's going to be red or not. It doesn't mean just because it's been red 10 times in a row, you're going to win. The people that go in with that strategy, double, 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 you're going to lose. Whether it's the casino that has a limit on the table or it goes red 20 times in a row, you're going to lose. The person who goes, okay, if we cover half the board and then cover the middle section, casino's going to win. There is no strategy. There is no crystal ball. There is no one way to win. If there was, the world would be full of millionaires. The only way to win, control your emotions, have a plan in place. Don't go all in on stupid things. Don't put your whole portfolio into crypto. Don't try. The issue is, the main issue is people want to get rich overnight. Hey, that's not going to happen. If you want that to happen, go to the casino and you have a better chance. What you need to do is have discipline, have a long-term portfolio, and keep going out, working, getting money, and investing it. There is no get rich quick scheme here. It's good advice. Brilliant. Thank you, Rob. You're amazing advice, but you are syncing with other traders to. You are giving amazing advice, but you are syncing with other traders to change the price of coins, buy, sell the hell. I have no idea what you mean, Ruby. I'm not with any other traders trying to do anything. What do you mean? Yes, great advice. Album says yes, good advice, guys. I really hope this helps some people. Style says most definitely a yes for me. David says, can you go over XRP price levels again? Yes, we can go through that again. Any info on Clarity Act? The Clarity Act is probably delayed. Actually, I do have this. Let me pay you this. I think this is recent. Let's go over here.
On digital assets. Senator, it's wonderful to have you this morning. Thanks very much for being here. First things first, can you give us an update on when you expect this legislation to happen? You lost a big window, right, after Brian Armstrong from Coinbase complained about the markup.
Well, good morning, Maria. We did lose that window, but Senator Thune, the majority leader, has assured us that even though now we're going to have to defer into the spring, that he will reserve time on the Senate schedule, which is very hard to get, for later this spring. We had scheduled a markup in the Banking Committee, but the day before we had to pull it off the agenda, not because just of what Coinbase had said about it, but because there was other concern. And you just mentioned one of the big ones, and that is the banks and some of the credit unions have some members of the committee concerned that they will lose deposits.
So tell us about this. I mean, nobody wants.
Okay, so that's a bit of an update. I'm telling you, it's going to take longer than many people expected. It's probably one of the reasons the market's heading down as well. Very good advice. Thank you, guys. Any info on Clarity Act? There we go. I gave you that information. I've learned so much more from you over the last year. Our Sick Boy Customs, I really appreciate it. I want everyone to win. I want this community to be the ones that were losing. I want them to win. The ones that are winning, I want them to win more. I want this to be the greatest community on YouTube. I think we're already there, but let's just keep learning off each other. You can never learn too much. I learn every single day from you guys, from reading the news, from doing the newsletter, from researching. So yeah, let's learn from each other. Louis Bab, yes, love it. It's okay for generalized advice. Milton. Milton is just a bit negative today. We should have Milton on the show. Kendrick Mordenson says, big diaper, yes. Sean Preston says, you never call the bear market and you will talk about XRP. Sean Preston. Okay, God, here we go. Guys, Sean, you do realize this is a YouTube channel, which and it's a channel where we go live every single day. We've given you that narrative in every single one of our morning shows, most of them when we talk about crypto and bear markets for the last 6 months. When did it all start? Let me see if I can find the video. Oh, God. There was a point, yes, when I said $10 XRP by the end of the year is possible. I had a take profit strategy, $3, $4, $5, $7, $10. What was the thing that happened? The ETFs were too late, they were delayed, shut down, whatever it was. We changed that sentiment. You can change your mind as long as you have a plan in place. Yes, there was a time where we thought $10 is possible. I never said it's going to happen, so you're wrong there. I didn't call for $10. I said $10 is possible by the end of the year. More likely $3, $4, $5, whatever the take profit strategy was. But there was a point in time where it got too late. Bitcoin topped out. The liquidity left. I forgot the actual catalyst. Probably in this video, where that sentiment changed. But that sentiment changed when XRP was at $2.80, $3, $2.70, so near the top. It wasn't today I'm calling for a bear market. It was 6 months ago when XRP was at these levels. Let me see if I can find this video on the channel. 3 months ago, bear market ahead, shutdown ends. I've said it 3 months ago. Bear market confirmed. Here we go. 10 months ago. ADA, Solana, and other altcoins. This is not a video to get you to click and fearmonger. This is a video to technically look at the charts and see where we are, to prepare for worst case scenario, and to see if this is the bear market. We did an analysis in this video 10 months ago where we said, and this is around the peak of it was one last push up, and we were looking at euphoria at the stage of the market we're at. That's 10 months ago. That was about the peak of the market. I think there was multiple videos where we looked at the peak. I'm trying to find, there was one major one I made. Anyway, the receipts are in the live chat. The people that know what I've been calling for the last 6 months. I've never said it's 100% a bear market. Sell, sell, sell. I've said I'm more likely than not with a bear. And yes, $10 was possible, and then it wasn't, because the sentiment changed. Gareth Lewis says, yes, great time to cover. As soon as those ETFs came out, we didn't get that move up. We changed our mind 100%. Gareth Lewis says, yes, great time to cover this information. Crypto Titan said, yes, turn up the mic a little bit. I did. Thank you. Too many trolls in the chat. Guys, the people that are defensive, look, I've been wrong before, and I'll be wrong again. When I told you about $10, did I not come out with a video and say specifically I was wrong about XRP? I think I did. I was wrong about XRP. I think I was wrong. Yeah, I've literally got a video that says the $10 dream is over. The $10 XRP dream is over. I was wrong about XRP. The $10 dream. I've been wrong before, and I've admitted to it. I literally did a video at the $10 dream is over. On the channel, you can go see it. I'm not doing this so I can gain more exposure, or I don't know. This is not something for me. This is for you guys, because I want you to win. I care so much about this community, and I hate for anyone to lose. We might be in a bear market. We might not be. We might be crashing 50, 90% today over the next few months, or we might be going up 50, 100, 200%, and we might be hitting our targets. Today's video, I'm telling you, it's very unlikely we're going to hit $10 this year. Very unlikely we're going to hit $10 this year. And what I was wrong about is that one time that we had that big breakout, I said potentially we can hit $10 if the momentum continues in the next 7 days. The only thing I've been wrong about this whole cycle was that prediction that potentially, and I said 50% chance, I said 50% chance that we'll go to $10 after that big breakout. That didn't happen. So this video is to tell you, firstly, what I was wrong about. Not really wrong about, but I'm happy to say oh, I'm coming out and telling you that $10 is not likely this year at all. So don't keep your hopes up for that. So I'm happy to tell you when I'm wrong. And as I said in that video, I never called for a $10 XRP. I said that is a possibility if this happens and that happens. And that didn't happen. I came out with a video and told you $10 is, I was wrong. The dream is over. The $10 dream is over. So that person in the chat, you can go and fact check me. You can't just watch one video and say that you're wrong about everything. Anyway, I don't mind being wrong. I'm wrong. I'm a human. You're wrong. But the people that are defensive about that they're wrong are the ones that lose. And it's probably the ones that are being trolls in the chat today are the ones that are so caught up on always having to be right or this, that, and the other. Just understand you've made a mistake and move on. Don't blame other people. Blame yourself. What went wrong with your plan? Why are you blaming me? I came out and told you $10 XRP is not possible. So don't worry about the trolls. I just hope we get through to the trolls because I want everyone to win. I don't want anyone to lose. Styles says yes. XRP has 0 chance of hitting 10 cents. Lol. Styles says yes. Won't sell unless I go into loss though. I bought early sub at 15,000. What happened in the market? All red. Chira says yes. Yes, Sensei. Stay calm. No FOMO. Louis says I think sometimes a lot of us haven't understand the way crypto works. Yeah, a lot of people that invest in the stock market enter the crypto market and think it's the same game. It's not. Completely different. I'm a collector and proud to admit it. I buy low and hold. Someday I'll have what I need. Always honest and never looking for profit off viewers or views. Thanks, Sensei. Thank you, Mr. Bullseye. Never. I offer, look, I have to make a living. I have a child on the way. What do I do? Well, I look at what problem can I solve? What problem is in the market that will help everyone? The news, the newsletter, the daily news. How does that help people? Well, because you need to keep up to date with the news in the market. If you don't, you're going to be emotional. You're not going to know where the opportunity is. You're going to be caught off guard when a narrative appears. You're not going to know how to take advantage of a narrative. You're going to get scared of a specific narrative. Whatever. When I started looking at the news and reading the news every day, my investments decisions were so much greater. So, but they're the whole problem of the news world. Too many subscriptions, political views, people that write it are paid to write it, this, that. Anyway, so what I did, the point of the newsletter was, okay, let's solve that problem about having 50 different subscriptions, fake news, too many news sources, 100 different news stories. And what we did was create the newsletter. I
can't believe this.
Oh, we've got a new member.
Welcome, Charlotte C502I has become a member.
So yeah, I created the newsletter. So I'm trying to solve a problem, create the newsletter, and obviously charge for it. There is actually a free plan, so I don't actually charge. I mean, a very small percent of people are actually premium members. Most people are free members, so they take advantage of that. The news, and then we made the biggest upgrade where I added the portfolio challenge, the full research process, the training course, because I spent thousands of pounds. I'm going to bring that out soon. Sorry for the delay. There's a lot going on at the moment. And then we've got the net worth tracker. All of these are being added to newsletters. So I'm trying to solve problems, and that's obviously I promote the newsletter. So go and check that out. Let me put the link. If you haven't got it, there is actually a free version as well. This one gives you a free. This link gives you a free trial for 7 days. Someone always has a blacker cat. Says tidy big dog. Louis says yes, thanks. Chada says great advice. Joe Parsons says what's the current fear and greed? We've actually posted. If you look at our newsletter every single morning, we've got the fear and greed for the stock market and the crypto market every day. What's the current one? We actually have our own website for this. So let me let me get the link. It's 12. Cryptocurrencies 12. Stock markets 35. Stock market 35. Cryptocurrencies 12. Don't fall in love and marry your bags. Always secure profits the right way. There is always the opportunities that will emerge. I agree with that. Milton, don't ever fall in love with something. Don't always marry something. Don't just think, okay, I'm married to XRP. I can never sell it. XRP doesn't know you're married to it. If it's right for you to sell it, sell it. If it's right for you to buy it, buy it. Don't get married to a stock and stuff like this. Take the emotion out of it. Louis Bab says, if someone could predict with precision the crypto market here, we would be a billionaire. Think about it. Exactly. Nick Jones says, hey, I made 2,000 a weekend using martingale, but yes, eventually doesn't work anymore. Exactly. Nick Jones, I mean, 90% of the time it will work. 90% of the time it will work, but it's the fact that the one time Look, think about it. £20. You want to make £20, right? In the casino. £20, double it. You lose it, you want to double it. £40, let me double it. You lose it. 80, you lose it. 160, you lose it. What is it? Well, I don't do maths anymore. 340, you lose it. 680, you lose it. So you've put £680 on the line to win 20 quid. That's how it just spirals out of control. And at one point, you win 8 times in a row. You win, you win, you win. You think you're the king of the world. And then that one time, you lose it all just to make 20 quid. Skid Dro says, at this point, where do you think it'll be a good time to buy more XRP? For me, post all the levels. I tell you in the newsletter, we've got a great private community there that we talk to, that ask questions, and I post every time I buy. The next level I've put there, I think it's 110. It's at the 200-day moving average. Are you and Lucas still investing in XRP? Do you think XRP market will drop significantly or disappear? I don't think it will disappear. I'm still investing in it. Market's still investing in it. Ninja Cowboy, come on. Now I love roulette. I'm not telling everyone not to go and play roulette. Go do what you like. Sounds great fun. But don't play roulette with your stock market investments. Don't play roulette with your financial freedom. Play roulette with fun money. Go have some fun if you like. Again, I don't condone gambling, but don't do it with your portfolio. That's the worst thing to do. I've got a lot of questions to go through. Let me just check. I think Vaz is going live. Let me see what time Vaz has got himself scheduled. 7. I don't know if he'll bring that forward or not, but Vaz is going live next. Then we've got Martyn and then Vaz with Amazon earnings. Let me continue with all these questions. Guys, if you are enjoying it so far, please hit the like button. Please do subscribe. Go check out the newsletter. There is a free plan as well, or there is a 1-week free trial. What a beauty she is. Wait, sorry, I don't know where we are. Always honest, never look to profits. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Wills. I really appreciate it. I think we're still live. Something weird happened there, but we're still live. It's always a game of percentages, says Samuel Redner. Always percentages, not how much money you have. Terry Rose says, the wolf always gets me. Yeston says, want to go to the casino, Sensei. Says Yeston. What the hell is that?
At King 12 tipped $2 through Super Chat. Satoshi Epstein Nakamoto.
Yeah, has everyone seen that story that we published? If you're not buying right now and all the way down to bring your average way down, you're not very intelligent, says MJ. Well, it might not be right for someone, but yeah, if you're buying at $3, not buying now, why the hell did you buy at $3? Milton says, and walk away from setups that aren't ideal. I think me and Milton are starting to agree on a few things. Milton, are you still in the chat? Are we more in agreements now? What's going? Nick Jones says, don't judge me, Sensei. No, I don't. I think it's great. Congratulations to you, but you went in there. I assume when he went into the casino, he said, I've got some money. If I lose it, I lose it. But let me go in there and make some money. Great. Fun. Sounds great. Let's go together, Nick Jones. MJ says, he literally just said he's buying. Better Max Memory says, not sure about roulette wheel, but if you hold XXX and cancel 3 times on a bar on an X machine, then then comes round blah, blah, blah. That's slots. Louis Bab says, the biggest challenge is the emotional charge to see money go up and down. Don't know to be calm. Yeah, it takes a while. Normally, if you get too emotional, it's like you probably put in too much weight. Like if you see yourself getting too emotional, it's probably because you've put in too much money. When you get those sleepless nights or whatever, it's probably because you're not you've put in too much money, and then it's a spiraling circle. You've put in too much money, you're emotional, you're not sleeping, you're sleep deprived, You're trying to make trades. You're trying to revenge trade. And then that's when it all goes wrong because you get more emotional. Unknown musician, the chance of red coming 20 times in a row on the American roulette wheel is 1 in 10. No. That's not how it works. Unknown musician. Yes, that could be the statistics of if it's how many times it's happened. But the fact that is that on that 20th time where you put when you put your money on the wheel, it is a 50% chance, or it's less because I don't know, American roulette has 2 zeros, UK roulette has 0, I don't know. But it's less, let's just say it's 50-50, let's just say it's red or black, no green. That 20th time where you're saying it's a 1 in 10 million chance it's going to be red. Completely wrong. That's where people lose. When you put your money on that 20th time where you quote it's 1 in 10 million chance, that 20th time you put your money on red, it is a 50% chance it'll be red. It will be a 50% chance it's black. It is not a 1 in 10 million chance it'll be red or 1 in 10 million it'll be black. It is a 50-50. Rex Dallas says, is 110 to 115 the bottom for XRP? Who knows? I don't know. I'm not a fortune teller. That's the whole point of this video. I'm not a fortune teller. I don't know where the bottom is. I'm just going to buy the levels I think where we're going to have a bounce, or could be the bottom where I can take significant profits the next day or in a week's time, or I add to my long-term position. I'm not in the business of finding exactly where the bottom is. Beta Max Memories. What a beauty she is. Samuel Redner's Laughing Songs for Space says Mrs. Doubtfire. MJMP says 0.9 is an absolute floor for XRP. Again, nothing's an absolute floor. Great video, buddy, says Steve. MJ says, don't chase the bottom, keep buying DTA into smart utility tokens and hold for a minimum of 2 years. Gunbroker says, I have orders for XRP around 33 cents. Good luck to you. I don't think we're going to go that low. Vocal Foster says, no, just prepare for zero and have a plan in place. Ruby Brown, do you and your crew, what, me, Martyn, Vaz, and Casey, buy the same trades and try and push to? The rhythm. When did you learn the Fibonacci system? And do you monitor scuba resistance like bigger firms? Ruby Brown. God. I'm going to try and be nice. What a ridiculous statement. Yeah. Me, Martyn, Vaz, and Casey sit in a room and we go, okay, today, what are we going to buy? Let's do XRP today. Let's all go and talk great things about XRP and let's move a $200 billion market cap crypto together. We can do it. Let's do it. Let's go promote this. And yes, we are. Ruby, what are you talking about? That's a genuinely ridiculous statement. What's the emotion right now? 973 votes. What's the emotion right now? Unfazed is 41%. Happy is 24%. Okay, great. I like the fact that 41% are unfazed. Great that 24%. Sad and scared. Something's going wrong. And you need to look at this video, scroll back 40 minutes, and learn the lessons of investing. And then you won't be sad and you won't be scared. And happy could be a bit of an emotion as well, especially when you are FOMOing or anything like that. Casey, Casey NT50 says, i.e. he's not dead, he was taken to jail in a wheelchair. Don't know what that's all about. A call-in show live stream would be great, says Milton. Milton wants to call in. Should we do a call in? I don't think I've got time. I was supposed to be a 30-minute show. How long have we been live? Oh, an hour and 20 minutes. My wife's going to kill me. Crypto Various. Milton, become a member. Because we can't actually do call-ins without members because we have to verify you. And then maybe one day I can put you on the show. Probably not today though. But Milton, I love when someone gives a little challenge. Are we in agreement though, Milton? I feel like we were agreeing on more things. Crypto Various, what market condition can change? Who knew? Curious Luna says, look at liquidation level. Look at liquidation level. I'm not going to get liquidated. I don't have a liquidation level. I'm not using margin. I'm not leveraged. Sensei, wonderful shows today. Today you served up pure gold information. Thank you. Thank you so much. Milton members can. Yeah. Heidi Big Dot says, yeah, Milton members can call in. Yeah, we invite everyone on. Terry Rose says, looking more professional. What's looking more professional? Terry Rhodes. Can you let me know what you meant by that comment? Chris Terry says, did she just say that she was going to carry it through till spring on the last part you just showed on the news channel? Let me show you.
Senator Cynthia Lummis, she is the chairwoman of the subcommittee on digital assets. Senator, it's wonderful to have you this morning. Thanks very much for being here. First things first, can you give us an update on when you expect this legislation to happen? You lost a big window, right, after Brian Armstrong from Coinbase complained about the markup.
Well, good morning, Maria. We did lose that window, but Senator Thune, the majority leader, has assured us that even though now we're going to have to defer into the spring, that he will reserve time on the Senate schedule, which is very hard to get, for later this spring. We had scheduled a markup in the Banking Committee, but the day before we had to pull it off the agenda, not because just of what Coinbase had said about it, but because there was
Sorry, I missed it. There's somewhere over here she said spring.
The majority leader has assured us that even though now we're going to have to defer into the spring.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying. It's going to get, it's not as quick as people think. And now we've got Senator Loomis saying spring. So yes, Chris Terry, thank you for picking that up. MJMP says, say XRP is going to zero lol. Wow, you must be very smart economist with that extensive knowledge. A multi-billion-dollar company with global ambitions, main utility will go to zero because that's your logic. Who said that? Storms from Flit Space says XRP peaked right on my dad's birthday. Oh god. I don't know what you can take away from that. Mind Mind your manners has joined the family, says Tiny Big Dog. Never says what you're not wrong about XRP, just about the timing, which is almost impossible to predict. That's what I'm saying. No one can predict the timing. Milton Bates says, I love swing trading XRP, but I'll never hold it long term. Too much future dilution. Reets Dallas says XRP is not going to $10. We would all be happy with $2.50 at this point. XRP, I think, will go to $10. I've got lower targets in place. Boca Foster says, I'm not saying it will go to zero, but I'm just saying prepare for the worst, have a plan. My average on XRP is 0. Oh yeah, Vogue Foster just saying if you're prepared for it to go to zero, which he's saying he doesn't think it is going to zero. If you're prepared for it to go to zero, you'll have no emotion in place because you lose it doesn't matter. So you have to obviously be connected to your money. You don't want to be in the category where you're just, if I lose all my money, it's fine, this, that, and the other, because then it's too far. But you want to not have emotion. So what Vocal Foster's saying is if you're prepared for it to go to zero and you just have a plan in place, then nothing's going to scare you. Bernice says, yes, you make complete sense. I've been laddering down. Last night was 90p last year. I would have panicked, but now I'm quite calm. The Phoenix is very good song for XRP. Thank you, Bernice. Really appreciate it. Is XRP over now? Is that what you're saying? What weird comment. XRP is a scam. Ripple don't use XRP. They lie. Okay. Some trolls in the chat. MJMP. Oh my god. People seriously pay no attention. No, XRP is not over. And then just let them be. Don't care. Mate, when did you realize that you can move the market based off coherence and Fibonacci points per time? When did I say I'm going to move the market? What is Ruby Brown talking about? Ruby Brown, is everything okay today? You said that I sit around with my friends and co-hosts and choose something to pump on a day. How the hell am I going to pump XRP? Now you're saying I'm going to move the market based off Fibonacci. How the hell would I move the market? What is going on? Agreed. If you don't understand tokenomics fundamentals and do your own field due diligence, you have yourself to blame. It's the biggest scam ever. God, what's going on with the trolls? They come out the woodwork when something's going down. Talk about liquidations, please. What's the point? We're down. There's been liquidations. Cascading liquidations cause the market to go lower. We all know that. There's obviously been liquidations. Who cares what the exact number is? There's been liquidations. Where are you going to buy? Don't worry about the emotion of how many liquidations there have been. What's your plan? What are you going to do? Darren Brown says, as soon as Bitcoin sorts itself out, whether that's to zero or whatever, the better it is for all of us. I don't think Bitcoin will be the most dominant crypto going forward. Thank you, Darren Brown. It's time we the people. If you don't have the money for the dip and you hold, then you don't need to be in the game. Who goes around? This isn't a dip. Come on, get real peace. But the biggest scam we've got some sort of troll attack. That's probably the people that are shorting, and at some point they'll get stopped out. Oh, here we go. We're getting a new dump. Yeah, we're going down more now. Here's Bitcoin. Bitcoin lowest levels since 2024. This is my first bear market. This is crazy. These are strap in. It goes lower than you think. It's going to be crazier than you think. It's going to be more emotional than you think. You're going to have bounces like you've never seen before. You're going to have crashes like you've never seen before. You're going to have ups and downs. Strap in, get ready, have a plan in place. Warwick, the people that survive the bear market, the people that win. I remember when it went down 70-80% down. Yeah, God, who remembers was it 2022? FTX crashed. Terra Luna crashed. The markets were just going down, down, down. That was brutal. No, I don't think it was 2022. It was 2021. Something. Elon Musk went on Saturday Night Live. Who remembers all of that? And that was the Saturday Night Live. That was like a top indicator when Elon Musk went and talks about Doge. God, who remembers all of that? Monty Brown says, God, sorry, I've lost the chat. Oh, first bear market. What is this then, Professor? The end of the crypto, like the last 20 times, we're really excited. XRP is the truth. XRP is Ripple's fund. They are better coins. That are more diluted. I don't know what you mean there. Potato Family says, I'm sorry, I was busy buying the dip. Good luck to you, Potato Family. Better max memories. I won't ever sell XRP, just stake it and make money from it. Good luck to you. Vocal Foster, holy smokes, McDonald's surpasses ETH in total market cap. I have 2008 deja vu. Why is it 2008 deja vu? How does McDonald's surpassing ETH have 2008 deja vu? Beta max memories. They don't want staking because, for one, it'll push crypto prices up as fewer people would sell. Wait, were you saying back then no go on $10 XRP, or are you saying that now? I was saying that back then. At one point, when we had all the momentum, when we had Bitcoin potentially making new highs, there was a point in time where I said, I don't even remember what the fundamental was at that time, that if this falls in place, we can get $10. That didn't fall in place. I came out with a video saying I was wrong. David Hannon says, you provide a great service, Sensei. Those angry today are those that are leveraged themselves too much. There is a reason XRP is leading the losses. Whales will buy this cheap and make big profits. Okay, I'm going to just answer members' comments now because we need to wrap this up. Monty Burns says, I'll buy when it's more fully diluted now. It's a coin to swing trade only. All Smoke says, no casino for me. I'm buying. We agree on everything but the fundamental case for XRP. That's fine. We can. There's certainly good arguments against XRP. There certainly is. I don't beat around the bush. I don't think XRP to me is not the thing that's going to solve every problem on earth. Every financial rails is going to use it. It's going to go to $100 million. It's going to be the Lord and Savior. It's going to be this, that, and the other. That's not how I think about XRP. I think there's great arguments that go, actually, how much utilization is there of XRP? How long are they just going to go after regulations and actually start implementing XRP? Do they have a reason not to use XRP in the future? What's their plan with the escrow? Are they just going to stay committed to what they promised, which is incremental sales so that they stop controlling so much XRP? If they do, great. It's great to keep them accountable. How much are they using XRP? Is it part of all their products? There's one thing taking Brad's word for it, which is always a heartbeat of the company. But yeah, I think there is cases to be made against XRP for sure, just like any other investment in the world. So that's fine. Disagree with the fundamental case for XRP, that's fine. But I'm glad we agree on most things. Rhett Dallas says, "Is any of the XRP a new currency legit?" No. There's a lot of people out there that say random things. What's the fundamental case for Bitcoin? I don't like it. Why is the channel still up? Why is that? Oh, thank God the channel's still up. Tiny Big Dog says, "Dean Milton, all opinions just welcome. Just be polite." Yeah, everyone's welcome. Just be polite. Bank of America finally discloses XRP exposure with ETF shares. Foster, I don't think that's true. Tiny Big Dog says red or black. Oh, yeah, well, that's a good question. Terry Rose says, "I love Carl Sagan probability primer. XRP moving up." No, XRP is moving down. Kimberly says, "Dropping again, falling knife." Guys, I'm going to skip through some comments now. Can we? I'm just going to look at members. Can we still see it going below 60 cents in the back in the bear market? It can, but that's going to have to be like a black swan sort of event. Your earlier versus now style, not like a game channel kid anymore. Your earlier versus now style. Terry Rose, what do you mean by earlier? Not a game channel kid anymore. What do you mean, Terry Rose? How long ago? Are we talking 4 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, or this morning? Oh, haircut. Are you talking about haircut, Terry Rose? Terry Rose, I'm so confused. Let me know. I really want to understand what you're saying. Chris F says, yes. Gonna have to skip non-members' questions. Zach says, "Sorry for this morning. I had to do the inspector came, check rough plumbing and electrical child I build." Oh, brilliant, Zach Zay. We loved you taking over. We'll just make sure everything's okay. Yeah, Zach Zay, thanks for taking over the show. That was great. Always great to have you on the show. Zach Zay in the channel says, "Terry Rose, it's time with the people. Let the hack who lost money on XRP cry and not be men. Being a man is being responsible for your choices. Well, that's on you." Tidy Big Dog Sensei, "If you can move the market, I want the secret." And it says, "Play Whacker Troll song." I think we've got the Whacker Troll song. What the hell is a Whacker Troll song? Right. I seem to have lost the Whacker Troll song. I need the Whacker Troll song. Sorry, not that one. There we go, Whacker Troll. Never mind the power, lol. Kimberly says, "People make stuff up in their heads. They have no clue what this channel is based off truth and analysis from doing their homework, and people get the newsletter. They will be more able to plan." Thank you, Kimberly, for your support. Ripple having escrow lets them improve XRP output by buying companies, and they have bought the SEC supply. Yeah, I think they've got a vested interest. I don't mind. Let me turn the Whacker Troll off. I think if they've got that much money in XRP, they probably want it to do well, right? Play Whacker Troll. "I'm waiting for your channel, Zach," says Terry Rose. "My short hit take profit on XRP, and it's absolutely beautiful today. Congratulations to you." Zach Zate says Technologia. Kimberly says, "I love the newsletter and all the information. Sensei does an amazing job. I love the photos of what creates for the newsletter. Great stuff." Thank you, Kimberly. Really appreciate it. Totally agree, Kimberly. Do you know if the bottom's actually near? No, nobody knows. That's great. I mean, you can make some guesses. $1.10, the 200-day moving average could be certainly a local bottom. Each of these levels we're buying at could be a local bottom. Who knows? Just have a plan in place. Go back and watch the video. I'm not going to repeat myself. Zach, glad you passed inspection. You did a great job helping Martyn this morning. Yes. Congratulations, Zach. Looks like XRP will go below $1. It can certainly have that big wick. I will have some, just like I bought at a pound today here in the UK, I'll buy it at $1 in the US. Yeah, XRP can certainly wick below $1. Oh, that's my silver coin. So, guys, I'm going to ask you to do something now. The newsletter. I'm going to give 2 away at 50% off. 2. If you've enjoyed the analysis and you want all the perks and benefits, I'm going to give 2 away at 50% off. I'm going to give you the link. It's going to be for 2 people. Only 2 people today. That's the only amount of people that are getting it. What do you get? You get all the analysis, all those things that we covered earlier in the show, where I'm buying it. I'll be keeping you updated throughout 2026 on all this volatile levels I'm buying, my strategy, the daily news, the chart analysis course, the £5,000 portfolio challenge, the net worth tracker, the charts, the daily deep dives, the weekly deep dives, the analysis for stocks, the community, the one-on-one DMs, all of that is part of the newsletter, and I'll give it to you for 50% off for 2 people. So I'm going to give you that link any second now, and it's the first 2 people. So if you haven't got it yet, this is one of the best discounts ever. 2%, 2 people, 50% off. 3, 2, 1 in the chat. There it is. You press that, you type in your email, you go for the annual plan, you get 50% off. If there is a free plan, there is a monthly plan, but the annual plan, you get the 50% off. Go check it out. You've got 2 people, only 2 people can get it. We are also going to go over to Vaz's show. What we're going to do for Vaz's show, well, I'm going to give you the link for that. That's where we're going. And I'll give that link in a second, but I'm going to let everyone, you've got some time. It's a small show, so that does mean you will have the opportunity. It won't go too fast, but I'll keep you updated. It is a smaller show right now. There's not that many people watching, but if you have watched all the way through and you like the content, you'll get way more in the newsletter. Why is it in pounds, not US dollars? Why is what in pounds? 50% off what? Terry Rose is 50% off the newsletter. If you've already got the newsletter, you've already got it. You might even have it for a better price because obviously the original members were grandfathered in at the best price. But it's 50% off the annual plan. If you haven't got the newsletter yet, it's 50% off. Kimberly says, guys, that is a great offer. Sensei's News is the top newsletters out there. Grab it quick. It will go quick. Kimberly, thank you so much for that. In all fairness, it's not Red Day. This is the Black Day of Death. No, there's been worse days out there. 50% off. I am going to tell you how that's going. I think there's still 2 available right now. So I'm going to give you that link again. You go, I've given you the wrong link there. Let me just check that. I was about to again over here. Yeah, so you click on that link. It then takes you to this page. Let me give you the link again, and I'll tell you exactly what to do. So if everyone can click on the link unless you've already got the newsletter. The newsletter price is in pounds. Ambus, I'm not sure. It should be in your direct currency. If you're in the UK, then it'll be in pounds. If you're in the US, it should be in dollars. You might have a VPN on, and if it is in pounds, it should only charge you in dollars anyway. Anyway, it'll be the same price, but it should. On mine, it says dollars, and I'm here in the UK, so that's weird. Look at this. So you type in your email, you come to this page here. You get 50% off the annual plan. You get access to absolutely everything on the annual plan. It is 75% cheaper than subscribing monthly. You can get it there. The people that might not have the funds for it now or just want some analysis, some of it, there is a free plan as well. So there's something for everyone. There is no excuse not to be signed up to the newsletter. There is a 50% off for 2 people. You can see it's normally $240. It's now $120. That's 3 months on the month. If you go monthly, then you're actually 3 months later, you could have got the annual. Anyway, people prefer different ways. That's fine. There's also a free plan. So everyone should be hitting this if they're hitting the link if you haven't got the newsletter yet. The newsletter prices matter. Yeah, Abyss, I don't know. Either way, it's the same. You can just convert it. It's $120 essentially. It'll work out to right now. If you do the 50% off, it will be $120. Okay, I'm going to give you the link to Vaz's show. Enjoyed this channel today. Been sat watching for around 6 hours straight. Nemesis, there's more to come. You haven't met Vaz yet. Vaz is all about EVTOLs, flying taxis, a great industry that we all want to know more about. So here is a link to Vaz's show. He'll be live any minute now. If you click that link, everyone can do this now. We want to see if we can get to 100 likes. So click on that link. Make sure you've clicked it. Go and press the like button. There's also a button here that says notify me. Notify him. It says he's scheduled for 12 minutes time. So hit the like button as soon as you get there and press the notify me button. I'm going to end the show now. Thank you everyone for tuning in. That is Vaz's show. That's where we're going to go next. As soon as you go there, this will take you automatically there. press the like button, press the notify me button. He'll be live in 10 minutes. Here is what have I done? Here is a link to Vaz. It's also pinned to the top. I'll give you the 50% off link. There is still spaces available. Sometimes they take a second to go in. We've limited to 2. Anyway, yeah, there is definitely a space available. So there is the newsletter link, 50% off. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Remember all those lessons as well. If you see videos come out later today from me, please do watch them all the way through. Hit the like button. I'll see you in the newsletter. Until next time, go and watch Vaz. If you stay where you are, it'll take you directly there. Take care of yourselves and each other.